Hey there, I'm a DIY track guy. This is my humble garage, and today we slide a fresh rubber over a piston. These are Wilwood 4-piston Dynalite calipers, which are an aftermarket upgrade for an original Miata, but they're compatible with a variety of other applications. Over time, the pistons tend to seize and no longer operate smoothly. This tends to happen because of corrosion and brake dust and debris getting into the cylinders. Notice that this model doesn't have rubber dust boots over the pistons. The parts we need to do this job are new rubber square piston seals, even though they're round, and these small crossover O-rings. As well, we need some fresh, high-quality brake fluid. So here we are at my extremely messy workbench, and first up, how do we know we need to rebuild these calipers? Well, you can be proactive about it and rebuild these on a regular schedule, or like these ones, you can wait till there's excessive and tapered pad wear. Either way, the first thing we need to do is pop out the 4 pistons. Let's put these 2 clamps on the inner pistons to prevent them from popping out. Now let's take some compressed air and this blowgun and shoot it into the brake line fitting. And just in case, let's wear some eye protection. Oh, that's made a mess. And let's take this and put this gently back into the cylinder. Right about there should do. And get as many ghetto clamps as you can to prevent the other 3 cylinders from popping out when you shoot the compressed air. Now we've set up the 2 clamps on the 2 pistons that we've already popped out, and we'll give it another shot of compressed air to work on those 2 inboard pistons. Oh good, they both came out. And there we have it, all 4 pistons have been removed. Now let's take a look at the condition of these pistons. Looks like there's some scoring and dirt and debris caked on the outside of the piston. This one seems a little bit worse than the others. To be honest, these don't look too bad and I think we can reuse them, but even if they were, Wilwood sells replacements. Just take measurements and order the appropriate ones that'll fit. Alright, just need to do the other 3. Now that I've cleaned these guys up with a Scotch-Brite pad and brake clean, I've noticed that there's some deeper scoring in the pistons. So I don't know if these pistons are damaged enough to warrant replacing, but I don't have time to wait for parts, so let's proceed with the rebuild. Next thing is to split this caliper by removing these 4 through bolts. These through bolts have red Loctite on them, and they can be seized over time. Just make sure you use a force multiplier. And there we have it. Here are the 2 halves of the calipers that we've split open. You can see the bores for the pistons. And these are the 2 spacers that are sandwiched between the 2 halves of the caliper. Notice how one has an O-ring and one doesn't. The spacer with the O-ring lines up with this hole for the hydraulic fluid on the outboard half of the caliper here, and the inboard half of the caliper here. And there's an O-ring on here too. And these are the guys that need to be replaced. So each caliper has 2 of these small crossover O-rings that we'll be replacing. Now that we have these through bolts cleaned up, notice that the outer ones are the shorter guys here and the long ones are the inners. So what we've done is we've lubricated the cylinders on the inside of the seal seat. And a wise man told me to install these square seals in dry. And then using a cotton swab, we carefully lubricate the square seal. And then we reinstall the pistons in dry. I've seen some videos where the guy will dunk these into a jar of brake fluid. And yeah, of course they'll slide really easily back into the bores. But as they do, the square seal will actually wipe the brake fluid off and deposit it on the outside of the seal, which is not what we want. So that's why we install these dry and pre-lubricate the seal and the inside of the bore. And there we go. And then our crossover O-rings are reinstalled. And now we just need to reassemble the two halves. And finally, we torque these to 18 to 20 foot-pounds. And there we have it, a freshly rebuilt Wilwood Dynalite caliper with new rubbers installed. The truth is that Wilwood doesn't share the same street cred and prestige as other brands like AP Racing, Brembo, and StopTech, but they offer amazing performance, bang for your buck, and super simple DIY serviceability. The forged billet Dynalite caliper that we just rebuilt costs $169 right off their website, brand new. The square seals are $13 for a pack of 4, and the O-rings are $10 for a pack of 6. Even the pistons that we didn't replace are $15 each. And as we saw, they're designed so that the averagest of average track DIYers can service them in their own garage using basic hand tools. For brake pads, all the brands you know and love make sizes for Wilwoods: Hawk, EBC, G-Lock, Porterfield, Frodo, Project Mu, the list goes on. And they tend to be cheaper than spendier big brake kit applications for the exact same compound. But let me guess what you're thinking, there's gotta be a catch. Surely they can't perform as well as more expensive brake kits, right? Brake theory and engineering is unsurprisingly an extremely deep topic. Ignoring that though, I've raced several cars equipped with Wilwoods in 16 to 20 hour endurance races, and I've had them installed on my personal track cars for the past 10 years. I found that braking performance is a magical combination of a bunch of factors like heat dissipation, tire compounds, pad compounds, temperature management, and external stuff like air temps, track conditions, and so on. At my grassroots experience and skill level, I'm confident that the thing standing between me and better lap times isn't the Wilwoods. They're providing consistent, tear your face off stopping power every lap. By the way, I'm not sponsored by them. As always, it comes down to my ability to use my equipment optimally for the best lap times. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, comment, notification. It's free and it really does help. And that's all from the Mostly Useless Garage. You're awesome, I'm useless, thanks for watching.